Hello and welcome to today's video. Today is so exciting. We are here playing F1 2019 on the channel. And I'm just excited because we're doing this video, which means that it's time to watch some F1. Of course, these videos we did last season, and we also do for the NASCAR series, NASCAR in general. And then we have the series of that, where basically we follow the course of what happens over a race weekend, and I don't know what happens over a race weekend, but upload it the same day as the race. So this is going to be the final F1 2019 video on the channel. Of course, this video going out on the 5th, and F1 coming out on the 10th for the standard edition, and the 7th if you buy the special edition. So we'll have a live stream of that in just 2 days from now. We'll be playing F1 2020 because I'm buying the special Michael Schumacher edition, of course. We'll be getting special editions of that, and also if you're interested, we will be playing NASCAR Heat 5 because it launched the same day, so that should be fun. I do apologize for there being no audio. For some reason it's not working for F1. I don't know why. That one game is specifically broken audio-wise now. I don't know if it's my TV or just the game itself, but for F1, there's no sound. No idea why. If I want to hear, I got to turn my TV up to like 70. So I'm not sure what the issue with that is, but either way, we're here. Of course, we're racing a Red Bull in Australia. Austria. Would have been Australia. We actually have a video. I believe it's up on the channel, where I said it was almost the F1 season beginning. And we also have a video that never got published, which I made for the Australian Grand Prix. That was supposed to go up on that race day, but of course that never happened. So here we are, finally playing an F1 game, getting ready for the season starting in July, which is interesting. But I'm excited. So we're gonna have another race in Australia. I keep saying Australia, Austria, next Sunday as well. But that gameplay, of course, will take place on F1 2020. So that should be the first upload for that. So that'll be very exciting. So here we go. Do our lap. Do our qualifying lap. Pretty good one here so far. I've been playing a little bit of the game just because I've been getting very excited for the new season, but haven't done that much racing in a while. And I do want to also point out this is the first. The audio played a little bit there. Wow. This is the first F1 video, surprisingly, recorded with the capture card, which is really cool. And the first one recorded in this sort of new style on the channel. So I'm very, very excited about that. And I'm ready to, jump into this. I'm super, super excited about the season. Super excited about F1 2020 coming out too. Let's be honest here. That's going to be very, very fun. But start the season here with F1 2019. And the weird thing is I believe F1 2019 was the first race we did that game at for the season was Austria last year. And I believe we're going to be in the same situation here. So that'll be very, very fun. So, oh, shit. I forgot I'm doing a manual start now. I wanted to get doing that. Absolutely just threw on that. Oh, my God. Actually, it was about the same as a regular start, to be honest. You're way out on the line there. Oh, legal overtake? Okay. Let Hamilton have that back. That's fine. That's fine. Slowly go through this corner here. We can take him back maybe. No. Thought we could have maybe got to him there. Really just get the speed behind him. Try to pull out there. I do want to say, oh God, in between the last time that we played F1 2019 on the channel and now, I did get a racing wheel, but as you may notice, or you may not notice actually because it's still the same buttons, I'm not using it because First of all, that shit's insanely difficult to get used to doing. And secondly, I can't actually clamp it to my table. It doesn't really work on the setup. The table's like... Well, it doesn't work. So, I can't actually use the racing wheel for this, which is very disappointing. But I got the pedals here. If you do want to see me do absolutely terrible with the racing wheel, go watch our race playlist of GTA. Titled, like, I don't know, whatever it's called. The Racing Wheel Disaster or something. That was terrible. But that's changed, and we have the whole track map instead of just a little bit. I figured I want to switch it up to the whole track. Kind of like having a whole track map instead of just the little bit. I just never bothered changing it. But yeah, I'm so excited for the season. It's been, well, since December that there was last a race, so you know, getting into F1 last year was very cool, and I was very, very hyped about the new season. And you know, having watched a whole season, I'm like, okay, you know, you sort of take a year, not take a year, but you know, you take a decent amount of time, sort of start learning all the stuff about it. And I felt like I had a decent understanding of it. I was ready for the new season, sort of really go into the beginning, understanding everything from the start, instead of watching the first race being like, this is interesting. Really just like get things from the start of the year. And well, as with everything in the world, it's been yeeted by the coronavirus here. So just the main thing now is, of course, get some good racing, but of course make sure that everybody at the track is safe, all the drivers and the teams and everybody involved. Make sure they stay safe when they're there, and I have confidence that they will have a good execution of that, and I think things will go well. We already saw that sports are able to come back in some form with racing, as we saw NASCAR, and then after that, IndyCar. So we can see that major racing can come back, and I think that for racing it's a little bit easier to come back because there's like, yeah, there's a lot of contact between certain people, but you can keep the drivers can do their own thing, and then the, you know, people building the cars can do their own thing, and the pit crew can do their thing. So everybody can sort of stay a little bit separate because you have people back building the cars, and then the people that will, you know, go and change the tires, they can do their own thing in their own section, and the people that are coming up with the strategy and stuff, they can do their own stuff. So people can sort of stay separate, and you don't have to have like this crazy amount of people together. But definitely going to be interesting, going to be weird. We'll see how everything goes. I believe by the time this video goes up, the race should already have happened, I think. That's the thing with the F1 videos like this. Lots of times they go up actually after the race happens. Besides the ones that are, you know, the North or South America races, they go up at the same time. You know, when we had Canada, I believe Canada was one we did, way in the beginning. Might have been the first video, or second one, I don't know. But Canada we can do, and then America, Mexico, and Brazil, like we can set the same times, or relatively the same times they'll go up before the race. But for something like European races, it's going to be difficult to fit that into my schedule for the American time that I'm going to set it as, because I'm not going to necessarily change it before then, because then I got to figure out stuff. No, but I just liked how they just go up on Sundays when the races are up. The videos typically go up before I watch the race, I'll tell you that much. But yeah, that's why lots of times I'd like to, I think we were doing some of these on like Mondays to like review the race, I think. I don't know. I don't remember what we did. I can go back and see, but we may swap to that once I figure it out. We just got to get going here, get the season going first of all, get these videos out, and then also you know, get F1 2020 played a little bit, get into that, because really this series is gonna be on F1 2020 for all but this race and the start of next year. You know, granted things are, they say, the same. Who knows how the season will start, but if things go back to being a little bit more normal, and we do have a regular season starting in March, we'll definitely see F1 2020 go for a bunch of races. And we will be making up races here and there like we did, you know, throughout last year, doing tracks that aren't raced. Like, you know, I know the Dutch Grand Prix is something I'm going to want to make videos on, and obviously there's no race that can go along with that, so we'll just sort of upload a video randomly of it. And a bunch of the tracks that are going to be canceled for this year, there's a bunch of races that have been canceled already, so I definitely want to do a video of every single track. So we'll see how everything goes, but I'm very, very ready for that game to come out. I'm so excited for it. Alright, so I'm going to have medium tires here. As you may know, Austria is a track that I flat out, like, just dominate on. This is a very, very good track for me, so we'll see what happens here with Russell. If it's going to be a yellow flag, Dario, if we're going to need a virtual safety car or a safety car. It looks like it's just going to stay yellow in that section. Okay, works for me. Assuming next lap I'll be told to pit, because they're saying you're going to pit on the mediums, so I should be told to pit in the next lap. But yeah, I'm just very, very ready for that. Very ready for the season to begin. I'm excited, hoping for a Red Bull dub, big dub. That's what I'm hoping for. Get them wins, championships, you know, all that stuff. That's what I'm really looking forward, you know, hopefully seeing this year. I was not told to box this time. Interesting. How long am I staying out? Well, I guess this is 8 of 18. Still got 10 laps, so kind of do whatever with that, I guess. So here we go once again, just popping off in Austria. This is the track that, of course, we've done actually the most videos at. I keep a note of every track that I've raced at, and actually every F1 video, and I believe live stream as well. So every single track's been listed besides the F2 career starting thing in our first live stream. Besides those tracks, because those are just like partial races, every other track has been written down from when we started doing F1 2018 videos into 2019, and then of course going back to play 17 and 16. It's all been written down, and of course we'll add 2020 when that launches in the next few days. Also, I've written down how many races I've done with each team. So as you may imagine, there's a lot of races with Red Bull. And of course, this just adds to that, both here for Austria and for the Red Bull car. Also, it has written down next to it what games it's been played, so I can sort of keep track of, oh, I played this one in these games and this one in that game. Only 3 tracks were played, though, in the F1 2018. Canada, France, and Monaco. So that's that. We got some big plans, though, for this season. I'm ready. I'm excited. New game, new season. It's just all right here. Oh god, don't miss the bits. Don't miss the bits. Don't miss the bits. So, I don't really know. It's very weird playing this game without any sound. I don't really know why that's the thing. Like, I can very, very faintly hear it. I wonder if I turn up the audio on the TV. That will affect the capture card audio. It won't. Very weird. Alright, so right now we are in 5th place after we pit. Not many cars have hit yet. So I'm going to point that out. So it'll be a lap or two before we get back our lead, but we should ultimately get the lead back. Doing it for more upcoming videos. Later today on the channel, in about an hour from this upload, you can see the final video for NASCAR Heat 4 as we take on the Brickyard 400 at Indianapolis. So if you're interested in seeing that as well, that should be out in just about an hour from the upload of this video. So 2 videos in one day, ending the time of a game. And then in just a few days we'll have live streams celebrating the release of both F1 2020 and NASCAR Heat 5. F1 2020 will be streamed on its launch day. It may take a little bit to download. I don't know how big the file is for this game. But the pre-order is not available on PlayStation at the time of this recording. Hopefully that changes between when I'm actually making this video and the upload of it, because we're quite ahead on videos on the channel, so hopefully in that time span, because it is a decent gap, we can maybe get the game pre-ordered and download it like right away when it launches. But do plan on streaming that right when that comes out. The 70th anniversary. The 70th anniversary is the regular edition, isn't it, actually? Yeah. The Michael Schumacher edition, we will get that. That'll be very, very fun. 4 classic cars, and then I believe there's probably going to be some stories. Or not story, but like, I don't know, whatever they're called. Missions. Goals. Challenges. That's what I'm looking for. Challenges. Just like there was in this with the Senna versus Prost thing for the Senna versus Prost edition. So we saw that in this game. So we'll probably have something very similar to that in that game with the old cars. And I guess for NASCAR, just since we're talking about both games, for NASCAR Heat 5, hopefully it's streamed on launch. That also has to be downloaded, and also to wait for the disc to arrive, because I am buying the physical copy of that. Ordered that from Best Buy. Only place that would say, yeah, it's coming the day on launch, so hopefully it comes that day, if not the day after. But F1 2020 will definitely be streamed on the 7th. As for NASCAR Heat 5, hopefully it's streamed on the 7th, if not streamed on the 8th. Because I did buy the disc, because I like to have all the covers with those games. But the only thing with that is, as stated earlier, and as I'm sure every single person is aware, the virus has yeeted everything, and including a lot of deliveries of things, get pushed back significantly. Multiple times I've seen that the local UPS area says something about, disaster or whatever, natural disaster and something else, so they can't deliver things right away, so it'll be delayed. So hopefully that doesn't happen, but I'm not too concerned about the delivery of a video game when there's more important things out there in the world to deal with at the moment. So yeah, it'd be unfortunate, but I'm not gonna be mad about it. I see so many people mad about things that don't really matter in the scheme of things. Like for Animal Crossing, we purchased the guidebook for it, so Mom and I could both use it. It's easier lots of times for her to look through things in books than me trying to explain to her how to the right things to search on the internet basically to get what you're looking for. So, I mean, she's done pretty good with it. I will say that, but lots of times it is easier to look through a book, and lots of times the books will kind of guide you to what you're looking for right away, and not some shitty article. So I get it, and I think that the books sometimes are helpful. Either way, that's not the point. We bought the book, and first of all, I didn't expect Animal Crossing New Horizons to pop off as much as it did. And also, they didn't really, when the pre-orders of it started, this is back in like February, before the virus really was, popping off in America. That really started popping off here and eating everything in about March. Once the cases started to go up and everything started closing down. But for some reason, people still thought they had to be angry with both the book producer and with Amazon, because they didn't receive their book when Amazon initially had said the release date would be in April, at the beginning of April, at the end of March or whatever. And it's just like, dude, like, shut up. I saw tweets from people just like so mad, like, I want my refund for this and they should give me the book for free still. It's like, shut up, dude. So yeah, I mean, if the game doesn't come on the first day, I'm not going to be mad about it. I mean, it'd be disappointing to, buy the special edition that you can play 3 days early, but in the scheme of things, I'm not going to be that mad that I can't play NASCAR Heat 5 for another day or two. As for this, for F1, F1 2020, again, launching just a couple days, live streaming that, so hyped. The new My Team career mode, whatever it's called, is going to be absolutely insane to play. They're having driver ratings. I've seen a lot of things with that, and the whole like team facility and upgrading your car and developing it and getting your driver, and you can get F2 drivers and things like that. That just looks so awesome. And I just think that it's going to be such a fun mode to play, and I really look forward to doing that in some streams and just checking out the game in general. As for the actual F1 racing season, like I said earlier, hoping for a Red Bull championship, both championships, of course. I mean, the season has a good start. It's good tracks for Red Bull with Prix in Austria and then Hungary. Definitely see Max Verstappen get a win in both those tracks, considering you won Austria for 2 seasons and was very close to winning Hungary last year if it wasn't for a bold strategy call for Mercedes that gave Lewis Hamilton better tires at the end. Max Verstappen definitely got out a win there in Hungary as well. So the car is good in those tracks, and that's good. And hopefully also Red Bull can compete more in the Constructors' Championship. I think Alex Albon is a really good driver, really good second driver as well. So I think that, obviously for him to get a podium, multiple podiums this year, maybe even break through and get that win, that would be big. But definitely, podiums, try not to just get 6th place. Try not to just be the best of the 4 or the best of the 6 drivers from the top teams. Like, if he can go out there and get podiums, compete for maybe some wins and try to bring in some more points, that'd be big. Last season, that 2nd seat was kind of a throwaway seat at Red Bull. They had Max out here. He was popping off, of course, doing his thing, and Pierre Gasly was not a good replacement for Daniel Ricciardo. It just didn't work for him within the Red Bull team. Being at Toro Rosso, which is now AlphaTauri, like, it was good there. He popped off there last season, and he got his podium in Brazil, and he did good there in 2018 as well. So that works for him, but I just don't think that the Red Bull environment was good for him. And he struggled. And I heard the team, when he had mistakes, Alex Albon kind of stepped up and just, said, okay, this is a spot for me. So we'll see what he does in 2020. He's got a contract for 1 year. So he's not guaranteed there in 21. So he's definitely got to, like, if he wants to stay at Red Bull, he's got to do good this year. And I think that he's a driver that's up to the task for that. I think that he got some of those races under his belt, got to practice those. Kind of take that second half of the season from Belgium on all the way to Abu Dhabi to really just, like, learn the car, learn the team, learn what it is about, learn about being the number 2 driver on a top 3 team. And I think there's a potential that he could do really good in that. He showed moments of being good. And now that he has those races, I think he could definitely go for it. He's very close to a podium in Brazil, so I don't see why he wouldn't be close to podiums on other tracks. He would have been on for the podium there if Hamilton didn't spin him. So there's definitely no reason why he couldn't win some podiums. So there we go. First place here in Austria. The way we want to start off playing the races for the F1 2020 season as it gets underway today. Of course, though, the final game on F1 2019. What do I got to say about that? F1 2019 has been an amazing game for me to play here on the channel. I loved playing for the last year, both just personally, just myself. This is like one of the, first of all, best looking games I've ever seen. I don't typically get caught up in looks of games. I don't really care that much. I'm like, oh my god, the graphics. But the graphics of this game are just amazing. And I've, loved playing F1 2019 for you guys and also playing for myself, doing career modes, doing multiple. So I'm going to miss playing on the channel, but I know F1 2020 will be even better. And to finish with the win here in Austria, fastest lap, dominant performance, 22 seconds ahead. It's really cool to do that. And again, I'm going to miss playing F1 2019. Looking forward to F1 2020. It's been fun. Great ride, really. Great time here. The first full cycle of a F1 game played here on the channel. We started playing F1 games here at the very, very end of 2018 as a game. We're just a couple, maybe a month away from the release of 2019. And that's where we were at, and I bought the game and played it. But, to play through 2019 for a whole season, really cool. Super excited though to jump into a new game, new things to do, career mode, new tracks with the Netherlands and Hanoi. So that's going to be very, very cool. Vietnamese Grand Prix looks awesome, as does the Dutch Grand Prix. So I'm excited for both those tracks. I'm excited for there's new things to do. So of course next Sunday, back here on the channel for the Austrian Grand Prix again, but on F1 2020. And of course, we'll be live streaming on Wednesday, July 7th. We'll be playing the F1 2020 Michael Schumacher edition on live stream for the first time. Super, super excited about that. So make sure you guys come back and check that out. I just want to thank everybody that watched F1 2019 here on the channel. And I'm super excited to jump into F1 2020 in just days from now. So enjoy the F1 race if you have not watched it yet. I believe it should be over by the time this video is uploaded, or close to being over. Let me know who you're rooting for this season, or in general, who you root for, what driver, what team, and your expectations for them for the 2020 season. And yeah, so hopefully everybody stays safe. Everybody watching staying safe, and also everybody at the track. Hopefully they'll stay safe, both driving and from the virus. So thank you for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you guys in the next one. I talk about the channel membership we have called Epic CW Plus. So let's get into it. Tier 1 for $1.99 in US dollars. You get early access to content 1 day early once a week. Meaning, if there's a video that goes out on a Wednesday, there's a potential that you could see that video on a Tuesday. As for Tier 2, which is $4.99 in US dollars, you get everything included in Tier 1 and exclusive content 2 Sundays a month, which will try to plan around the F1 and NASCAR calendar so you don't see 3 videos on Sundays. So as we continue to improve and upgrade the channel, this is just one of the things we're going to make better. If you're interested in joining, just click the join button below near the subscribe button to get started. Thank you all for watching, and I hope you consider joining today.